Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got 10 NFL rookies in horrific situations in the 2024 season. Let's check this out.
Several draftees have been placed in
I know definitely Michael Penix.
Mike. Hey, man, you ready to be a Falcon, bro? All right.
Okay. See what the top 10 are, bro.
It already feels like their rookie years are just going to be completely forgettable. So with that said, let's dive into 10 NFL rookies who are in horrific situations entering the 2024 season.
Okay.
Michael Penix Jr. Without a doubt, the biggest shocker of the 2024 NFL draft was when the Atlanta
I still don't
Falcons
understand what the hell the
QB
Falcons were thinking
Michael
with that,
Penix
bro.
Jr. with the number 8.
This might go down as the top 5 worst draft pick for like a team that did not need a QB whatsoever of all time.
While he was expected to be a top 15 selection, nobody had Penix Jr. going to an Atlanta.
They must do not have faith in Kirk Cousins at all. If they didn't have faith in Kirk, why pay him all that money?
Former Minnesota Vikings Pro Bowl
like if they were if they were gonna do this, bro, why not just sign up to a 1-year deal? Like, come on now,
Cousins.
just make it make sense.
Kirk yet?
Yeah, so he did reach out. You know, we had a very good conversation, but he reached out last night.
What was that conversation like?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, you know, just between me and him right now.
For Penix, the ideal
That's
scenario would
smart.
have been for him to land on a team like the Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders, or heck, even the local Seattle Seahawks. That is, a team without a long-term option at QB that could have offered him the chance to be the full-time starter within a year or two.
I mean, technically, they do have. I mean, 4 years is technically a long time in the NFL.
Before he suffered a season-ending
Like a
Achilles tear last
4-year
year.
span.
Cousins could very well
But,
perform well through the
you know,
duration of the 4-year deal.
There's still like going to be good quarterbacks in the draft next year. So why the hell? Excuse me. Why the hell not wait for next year?
Penix will be 28 years of age by the time Captain Kirk's contract actually expires. For Penix, this was a horrible
This is so
situation to land
stupid.
in. Who cares what the naysayers are saying about him as a prospect? The concern is that even if he does pan out in the NFL, Penix will have had several years gobbled up simply by sitting behind Cousins. He won't admit it, but you just know deep down that he would have rather landed on a QB-needy team that would have made him the starter by 2025. It's
crazy.
Kinda got a feel for both Cousins and
Yeah,
Penix.
Cousins didn't even know.
Brian Thomas Jr. When
Whoa.
he came to the start.
What's wrong? What's wrong with him being he's not even in a horrific situation. He's technically their number 1 receiver. If I'm being serious, bro. Like, Kirk is good and all, Gabe Davis is good and all, but I think Brian Thomas Jr. is way better than both of those guys. So, like, how is he in a horrific situation?
Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Kansas City Chiefs as the ideal landing spots. Thomas should be an impact player right away, and it would have been nice to see him join a playoff contending team that sorely needed another stud receiver.
What are you trying to say about the bro, dog? Now, I know Jags fans are heated at this. The Jags are honestly still a playoff
That's why
team.
Jacksonville feels like an odd landing spot for Thomas. Kirk is T-Law's go-to guy in the passing game. Etienne has accumulated over 1,400 yards in each of his last 2 years. Ingram is Lawrence's third down and red zone security blanket, and Davis was signed to be the deep threat in Jacksonville. So where does Thomas fit in here? There are too many players for Lawrence to distribute the ball to. With a team like Buffalo or KC, Thomas would have been the undisputed WR1. Instead, he'll likely be the number 3 or 4 target at best for Lawrence in his rookie year. Ricky Pearsall. In another draft day.
Now, the reason they drafted Ricky was obviously because Debo or Brandon Ayuk is not going to be there long term. So this was a smart pickup for them. But honestly, bro, I felt like they could have waited to draft a receiver. They could have drafted O-line or cornerback in the first round. You know what I'm saying? The position that they actually need, and then draft receiver later on, because this was a deep wide receiver class. So I feel like they could have gotten Ricky Pearsall in the second round.
San
But
Francisco 49ers
they feel like they should have. They got him right there, so it's gonna obviously
Pearsall.
mean that
This
Debo
move
or
was
Ayuk is gonna be
surprising
gone.
for 2 reasons. One, the 49ers already have 4 superstar offensive weapons in Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and Debo Samuel. What's the point of adding another receiver when cornerback and O-line were greater needs? Secondly, Purcell felt like a big-time reach here. The better receivers like Matt McConkey, Keon Coleman, Xavier Legette, and Adonai Mitchell were there for the taking. So anyway, how is Purcell going to produce as a rookie when the 49ers...
But this is kind of the receiver that Kyle Shanahan likes. You know what I'm saying? These gadget type players like Debo Samuel. So this may be their Debo Samuel replacement, if I'm, you
Best
know what I'm saying, if
running
I'm not
back, a top
mistaken.
3 tight end, and 2 of the league's most explosive pass catchers. Like Jacksonville's big 4 offensive weapons, each of these 4 guys on the 49ers can easily exceed 1,000 yards of offense. The Parasol selection just might work out in the long
Oh,
run,
that's his girl?
especially if San Fran
Okay,
ends up
bro,
trading
bro
him
like
for
that
something.
black
Only
beat,
time will tell if
okay,
it
Ricky.
actually pans out.
He
But
seems,
one
bro, he
thing
seems like the
is for
whitest
sure,
black
Saul
nigga ever.
landed in a situation where he can't
Or the blackest
realistically
white
expect to
nigga,
make
my
a
bad.
great first-year impression. Michael Hall
Or-
Jr.
I think I was right the
Browns
first
got
time.
great value and they
Who-
landed
who's
Ohio
it?
impression. Michael Hall Jr.
Michael Hall Jr.
The Cleveland Browns got great value and they landed Ohio State defensive tackle Michael Hall Jr. with the number 54 pick. The problem for Hall is that he's probably NFL ready, yet he landed on the team that has arguably the best front 7 in all of football. The Browns front 7 is led by superstar Miles
But it's for
Garrett,
depth,
and
though.
veteran standouts Dalvin Tomlinson, Shelby Harris, and Za'Darius Smith.
But you got to understand that those guys are getting older. They need more younger players to step up and stuff like that because you see, Dalvin Tomlinson is getting older. Shelby Harris is also getting older, and Za'Darius Smith is an edge rusher, so he's going to be playing on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. But they needed younger guys to, you know what I'm saying, to fill out that roster on the defensive
Superstar
line.
Myles Garrett and veteran standouts Dalvin Tomlinson, Shelby Harris, and Za'Darius Smith. Rotational pieces like Maurice Hurst II and Alex
Maurice
Wright
Hurst
will
as
get
well.
their fair share of snaps too. Hall is a decorated pass rusher who could have been a day 1 starter on a team that, well, doesn't have the Browns' scary good defensive line depth. So don't expect many names for the rookie in Jim Schwartz's star-studded defense. Amarius Mims. Depending
Amarius
on who you
Mims?
ask, some scouts viewed Mims as a plug-and-play guy who could start right away. Now that we see which team
Why is
he
this in the
landed
worst
with,
spot for him?
That's not going to be the case in 2020.
Oh, because he's not going to be a
Cincinnati
starter?
Bengals used the number 18 pick on the Georgia offensive tackle. This move was also a bit of a head-scratcher because, well, the Bengals already have 2 veteran mainstays at defensive tackle in Orlando.
But this, I feel like some niggas do not understand that they're building for the future, bro. Like, okay, Orlando Brown getting older as well, and Trent Brown is definitely getting older, and Trent Brown's not that good anymore like he used to be. So, you know what I'm saying? Amarius Mims is really good, but he still needs to clean up some things. You know what I'm saying? He's still very raw as a prospect. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, with the veteran presence of Trent Brown and Orlando Brown, that can really help him, you know what I'm saying, mold into a great offensive tackle in the league.
Orlando Brown Jr. and free agent signing Trent Brown. And if Cincy needs a backup to step in, they'd likely turn to 2021 second-round pick Jackson Carman before putting
Jackson
Mims.
Carman is
So
ass.
For Mims, the ideal scenario would have been to land on a team that needed a day 1 starter like the Steelers.
But there's nothing wrong with having somebody sit for a year.
Well, one can argue that Mims
See what that's done for Jordan Love, even though that's a different position, but still, you know what I'm saying, sitting behind a veteran can really help a young player.
Hone his craft. And Mims, well, he's not going to get enough of that as a rookie. Marshawn Kneeland.
Marshawn
The Dallas
Kneeland.
Cowboys got a potential steal in Western Michigan.
Yeah, I still don't
defensive
understand
end
why they didn't
Marshawn
draft a
Kneeland,
running back.
who fell into their laps in round 2 at number
That- I thought
56.
that right here they were
Kneeland was
drafting
a hidden
Braylon
gem
Allen.
entering this draft, and he certainly could have been penciled in as a starter on several teams. But Kneeland just had to land with a Dallas team that, well, isn't going to give him a whole lot of playing time as a
But also, you got to remember they just lost Dorrance Armstrong as well, who was a big part of that pass rush. You know what I'm saying? So adding him with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be very, very big for them.
Dallas already has one of the NFL's best defensive lines led by superstar Micah Parsons and veteran DeMarcus Lawrence. 2023 first-round pick Mozzie Smith
Mozzie
may end
Smith.
up in a starting role too. And 2022 second-round pick Sam Williams can also
Sam
expect
Williams
to
hasn't really
play
lived
time
up,
with the
you know what I'm saying,
Cowboys
to
in
the
win-now
billing of
mode,
a, you know
or
what I'm
at the
saying.
very least that's what Jerry Jones wants you to
Hey,
think.
yo!
They're not gonna
All
rush
in his
rookies
ass is
like
crazy.
Neyland. He's gonna have to accept a second string.
Oh,
They're
oh,
not-
okay, bro. Okay, so
Things
that
are
comma
now
kind of
mode,
saved his
or
fucking
at the
life
very
right
least
there, bro.
That's what Jerry Jones wants you to think. They're not gonna rush rookies like Kneeland. He's gonna have to accept a second stringer job for the bulk of his rookie year before potentially
Okay.
taking over his starting role in 2025. This was a luxury pick for Dallas. Yes, you need defensive line depth in the pros. It's a great pick for the Cowboys, but it's not the best destination for a rookie of Kneeland's caliber. The reality is, he too is gonna need to sit patiently and wait for his time to shine, whenever that'll be. Darius
good
Robinson.
rotation.
After
Darius
using the
Robinson?
number 4 pick on can't miss Ohio State wide receiver Marvin.
I mean, they
Harrison
needed-
Jr.,
they needed
the
edge
Titans
rush,
addressed
so,
their
like-
pressing need by snagging Missouri defensive end Darius Robinson with the 27th selection. The problem for Robinson is that he doesn't have much of a supporting cast here. Arizona had the league's worst rushing defense in 2000.
I mean, but you gotta start somewhere, though, bro.
Last season.
I feel like this nigga just fucking dick eating
yeah,
right
no
now.
other Cardinal topped 4. GM Monty Ossenford
You gotta
didn't
start
do much to
somewhere,
bolster
bro.
the front 7 either, so that means Robinson is going to have such limited help as a rookie, and that he'll be facing an unfair amount of pressure to perform on Jonathan Gannon's defense right away. Pro Bowl safety Budda Baker is the only legitimate game changer on that Arizona defense. Opposing
And
teams
didn't he
will
request a
pick apart the
trade?
secondary and run the ball down the Cardinals' throats with relative ease. And Robinson will oftentimes be left in no man's land. Now imagine if he was on a team with an elite supporting cast like the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions, or Houston Texans. Oh boy, then we would be talking. J.C. Latham. It felt like
J.C.
90-something% of NFL mock drafts had the
Roll
Tennessee Titans
Tide.
taking Notre Dame offensive tackle Joe Alt at number 7. Well, that proposed pairing was foiled when the Los Angeles Chargers took Alt at number 5. The Titans addressed the O-line anyway, taking Alabama offensive tackle J.C. Latham with their first-round selection. Latham certainly fits the mold of what the Titans want to do. They want to play bully ball and win with physicality and a prolific rushing
Bro,
game.
Grills with
First-year
braces
outlook
is
does not
crazy,
look
bro.
Promising. Pro Football Focus ranked the Titans O-line as
Or does
the
he
worst
still have
unit
braces?
for all of 2023. They allowed 64 sacks and finished dead last in PFF's rankings for pass blocking efficiency. Latham will presumably be a day 1 starter, and we can only ask how he's supposed to flourish as a rookie when he literally has the league's worst group of offensive linemen around him. 2023 first-round pick
Peter
Peter
Skoronski.
Skoronski had an uneven rookie year. Again, not that he had much help around him. The same fate now awaits Latham, who is unlikely to stand out in year 1, unless the Titans' entire O-line somehow improves drastically. And who's to think that'll happen? Jalen Polk. The New England Patriots...
Jalen, bro, is Jalen. And I feel like Jalen Polk he's not in a horrible situation. Like, define horrible, bro. Like, he's got potentially their franchise QB in Drake May, and then you've got Javon Baker. I'm saying there'd be another wide receiver for them. I feel like that big 3 right there is gonna be pretty decent, bro. Like the Patriots are in an okay spot right now. They're far from, you know what I'm saying, a playoff contender, but they're trending in the right direction.
that they had to get a wide receiver in round 2 after using the number 3 pick on North Carolina quarterback Drake May. But it was awfully surprising to see them reach for Polk here when the much more decorated...
How was it a reach? Bro, you could tell this nigga did not watch any tape on Jalen Polk whatsoever. Like, Jalen Polk was so overshadowed by Rome Odunze. He could have been a number 1 receiver on any other team in college, bro. But he was on Washington. They had a big 3 with Rome Odunze, Jalen Polk, and Jalen McMillan. So do not talk about some reaching on him when he was a potential first round pick.
Unlike most other guys on this list, though, Polk should be a week 1 starter. Only issue, he just had to land with New England of all teams. To be perfectly blunt, the Patriots have the NFL's worst set of offensive skill position guys. They haven't had a 1K receiver since Julian Edelman in 2018. Rookie
That's
Demario
tough.
Douglas led the team in receiving.
Douglas is decent too. Put him in the slot, you know.
Yards. Polk will either be getting the ball from journeyman QB Jacoby Brissett or the aforementioned May, an unproven rookie who will need time to refine his skills in the pros. Either option does not put Polk in a good spot to produce right away. And even though Bill Belichick is gone, you just figure that this will be a rush-first offense under new head coach Jared Mayo. So couple that with the Patriots' giant question mark at QB, and it's safe to say that Polk won't be in a position to produce much as a rookie. Marshawn Lloyd. Now, we're not
Marshawn
going to
Lloyd.
critique this pick for the Green Bay Packers whatsoever. We didn't like the A.J. Dillon pick at first back in 2020 with Aaron Jones.
He's gonna be
already
splitting
in full,
reps with-
but the
with,
hindsight informed everyone that the Pack knew what they were doing.
with,
there.
Josh
Yes, the
Jacobs.
Packers signed 2022 rushing champion Josh Jacobs in free agency, but it's essentially a 1-year pact. So if he doesn't work out in Titletown, Green Bay has a potential solution in Lloyd. Obviously, it's hard to see how Lloyd will manage to produce as a rookie in 2024. The Packers have Jacobs and Dillon to lead the two-headed monster in the backfield. So
Oh, so they do
exactly
still have
does it
A.J.
fit in
Dillon.
here? The good news for Lloyd is that both Jacobs and Dillon are playing on 1-year deals. There's a long-term path there to step in as the Packers RB1, but the USC product is going to have to be patient for playing time, because he is hardly going to see the field in year 1. But hey, what other NFL rookies are caught in horrible situations for the 2024 season? Let us know in the
Can't really
comments
think
section
of any.
below. If you like this video,
I mean, if you would say Malik Neighbors in a way, because you don't really have the best of QB to throw him the ball like Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? This nigga couldn't even get his fucking name right. Nigga called him Janiel Dones. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, you could already tell he doesn't fuck with Daniel Jones like that. So I would think Malik Neighbors would probably in a horrific spot right now. If they don't, if they don't get another QB, you know what I'm saying, before his contract is up, I believe he would be like out of New York, bro, after that. But y'all, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Y'all let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, get notified whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 200 subs. So make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying, for more banger NFL content like this. But without further ado, I'm out. Gang.